Notice the active predation on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. In this particular case, it happened to be a school of redfish actively feeding on baitfish. A topwater lure could be used as a search bait to actively find fish where they lay, or B, to use it as a tool for sight casting. If you guys were to rewind it at this point, you'll see that this redfish actually hit this bait 2 times, and on the 3rd time, he took the bait. One of the biggest mistakes that an angler will make is they'll actually stop or pause on the initial hit. And in my opinion, a redfish would rather hit a moving target as opposed to a bait moving still or laying dead. So I always can maintain a consistent stroke, and as much as you want to stop or pause, continue your stroke until that fish actually hits the bait. What you guys will see here is that I actually used the kayak. I have it in the flutter stroke position, being that this is 8 inches of water. And I use it to either A, work against the fish or towards the fish. This actually helps as a dragging system for that fish to wear them out a little bit faster and get them landed in the boat. I also switched my paddle to the left side because I knew that I wanted to land that fish on the right-hand side. So I want to clear any obstruction from my boat to ensure that I don't get hung up in anything. It's also important to note, keep your foot on a pedal at all times. So that fish does decide to make a run underneath your kayak, it doesn't get wrapped up in the Mirage Drive. As you guys will also notice, I have the GoPro mounted onto a power pole anchoring system. I like to anchor down when that fish is about ready to be landed because I don't want to drift from the area that I'm in because I know that there's clearly fish in the area. I also don't want to drift over those fish, so I spook them away from the area. So anchoring down is sometimes a really good tool to use to stay on them fish and continue success when on the water. You got to be real careful though, because if that fish is not done yet, then they have a tendency to make a line behind the boat and can get wrapped up in that power pole. One thing that you'll also notice is that I prefer to not use a net. The reason for that is for various reasons. Number one, nets have a tendency to get wrapped up in hooks, and I know there's these fancy nets that kind of safeguard against that. But for me, I just rather not fool with it. Second of all, I tend to believe that nets can harm the fish. It hurts their scales, it hurts the slime on their body, and could end up damaging the fish when it's safely returned to water. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick instructional video on throwing a topwater.